Good afternoon, YouTubers. It is Friday the 3rd of July, and you are looking at my first ripe tomato of the season. We've got a bunch of the early hybrid tomatoes from Murphy that are ripening now. That's the first one. There's a few more down there that are just starting to turn, and a couple here that are starting to make the shift. So off to a great start tomato-wise. These by far are the healthiest looking tomatoes. I forget which variety this is. There is some cilantro that's going to seed in the midst of this. That's what this is. I'm just letting it kind of go to seed. I don't really mind. But this is just an enormous growth of tomatoes, and it's looking really well too. So these peas have now made it up all the way to the top of that trellis. They're doing really well. They are starting to go, as you can see over here. The bottom is starting to turn yellow, but still looking really good. The garden is certainly transitioning over from a winter garden, and a spring garden rather, into the summer garden. The things that are like your peas and your broccoli, we're really doing a lot of harvesting now. Most of the broccoli, well, I won't say most of it, but probably about half of the broccoli has been harvested. We are picking some side shoots from here. I've pulled out a bunch of plants. The first waves of beets are getting ready to be harvested really soon, except for the fact that I've been having bunnies be eating them. I did pull one lonely little radish out. I didn't really put a lot of effort into radishes. I kind of forgot about them, but one did go ahead and get harvested, and so that's looking great. Other than that, the warm things are starting to come together. The Jimmy Nardello is really starting to have a whole lot of peppers on it, which is nice. It's looking like it's going to be productive, so I'm excited about that. As I was saying, the cold season crops are getting ready to be done. This is the main place where we've got some broccoli left here in this bed, and over there. I've got one head over here that is really nice and about to get harvested. That looks just like this. It's really, I probably need to open and take that off, but that looks really good. For those of you who watched when I overwintered that hot pepper plant inside, that is this plant, and it is it's been producing consistently the whole time. You can see it's totally in flowers. I cut a lot of the peppers off just a little while ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and you can see it's already ready to be producing quite a few more. It is really acclimated back to being in the garden, and I think it's going to be another great year for this pepper plant. Squash plants are definitely loving the hot weather. They are taking off completely. Even though I need to do some weeding, they are looking absolutely gorgeous. The one thing that's really behind is my cucumbers. They're only just starting to go. We haven't had much rain. I was out here watering. I don't normally water, but we really haven't had much rain for the last week or so. And I gave them a bunch of water, and they kind of popped up quite a bit. So I think they're just thirsty, and that's what's making them a little bit unhappy. Last but not least, this is really my main goal for this year, was to get better with succession planting. So I've got beets and turnips, and I think some daikon radish in here, and I'm doing a whole bunch of succession planting with those. Obviously these need to be thinned a little bit. I haven't been on top of that, but you can see these I planted just recently. Those were probably this batch is probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and this batch is just really a lot more recently, within the last week or so. And I am finally having some carrots germinate. I never get carrots to germinate, just like ever. So this is kind of the first time that I've had decent germination of my carrots, so I'm actually very excited about that. I've got one more spot over here to do another set of succession planting of root crops, so that will hopefully make it so that I'm gonna be harvesting that first section and I can replant it while the middle and the third section are continuing to grow.